Oh, it's gonna start showing up in theory. In theory. Oh my god. It's just nerve wracking. I just don't even. Yeah?
All right, looks like you're live.
Hate that I had to go back to this.
Gotta pop out the chat. Pop out the chat.
Okay, there's a chat. Hold on. I wasn't listening to that. Hold on. Back in Tech or Ease. The YouTube is... You put a YouTube link.
Yeah.
Picture my own voice playing now.
I paused that and I just used the chat, but I don't know. I can't see if anyone's in it.
The YouTube is...
Is there my voice?
Where's the chat, Tony?
Now.
I paused that and I just... Yeah, I don't know.
Is the chat... Where's the chat? I'm sorry. Oh, wait. Like the chat from Hangouts? Or I thought you meant like a chat that like people were...
The YouTube one.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. Hangouts, yeah.
Anyone even in it right now? This is one person's watching.
The link in the Google Doc. In the Google Doc. In the Google Doc. In the Google Doc. I'm ready to go. Finally.
So, like, is this on Facebook too, or is this just on YouTube, or what is it?
Well, I put a link, posted a link to Facebook from YouTube. But it is on YouTube alone now. What the hell?
Okay, we'll move this over here then. That goes over there.
What is that? That's just that photo, Tony.
That was from whatever feed I was just on. It might have been the network one, the Nice Guy Network one on Facebook.
God, I look like a shapeshifter.
You are a shapeshifter, Shane. I don't care what Drew says.
Drew says so too. You don't want a tagline, Drew?
I tried to put a tagline and it didn't take.
What?
You have to turn it off and turn it back on again.
Yeah, literally. That's.
I'll turn you off.
No, he's not kidding.
You've already done that, Drew.
You literally just hit the toggle switch off and on, and it comes up.
Yeah, I done did that several times. I'm fine.
Okay.
I'm good. I guess I don't get one.
Poor Drew.
I had put a hand in before, but.
Helmet's not a chair, Drew.
Mm-hmm.
Helmet's not a chair.
Get a hand in.
All right. Let's do this. Let's do this.
We're really gonna do a podcast now, aren't we?
You've done a podcast before. Okay. All right. As is tradition. I don't know why I hear my echoes. And 3. Yeah, that echoes pretty bad.
I don't hear it.
And 3, 2. I gotta make sure I got everything here. Let's do this. In 3, 2, 1.
TechBallz.
Hello and welcome back to Techies, the podcast about simplifying our lives one gadget at a time. This is episode number 75 for Sunday, January 14th, 2018. I'm Shane, and I'm joined by Tony.
Hello.
Hey, Tony, what's going on, man?
Oh, not too much. Just getting ready for the sort of winter storm we've got coming. What about you?
Yeah, I don't know if I want that. I mean,
Nobody wants it.
No, I don't want that. But we also today we have Drew Wintermeyer. What's going on?
I totally just fixed my audio. I was looking at it in 2 screens. It was totally crazy. I missed everything Tony said. Hey, Shane.
Hey, at least you knew when to come in. That's good.
Yeah.
Drew is an old friend. Go way back. How are you doing this evening after we've crushed stupid issues we've been having.
I'm doing great. I'm great. It's exciting to be here with you, gentlemen.
Yeah.
Excellent. So also, as is tradition, Drew, what are you drinking this evening?
I am drinking some green tea because I have a little bit of a cold.
Oh, gotcha.
Being healthy, it's good.
Nothing wrong with that. Your story. Tony?
Nothing. I'm drinking nothing.
Again, it's because I took so much time to figure that
out. Yeah, I was drinking beer before, but yeah, I guess we kind of had some technical difficulties, and I drank it all.
Sorry about that.
That's in front of me.
That's why we're back on Hangouts right now, if anyone's wondering. And last week, obviously, there were some issues with getting the audio working properly, and thought I had it, but apparently not. So we'll see what happens in the future. But we are.
What's Shane drinking?
What's that?
What's Shane drinking?
Oh yeah, I do always forget that. I am drinking the wines and the waters. The water.
And the waters. Thanks.
Yes, sir. And yeah, we're very happy Drew could make it on this episode. Glad you're here. Well, we've been talking about doing a podcast for quite some time.
A little bit, yeah. It's good to be here, Mr. Shane.
All right. Well, without further ado, let us talk about some news stories.
News.
Is a little bit different. Normally I have an actual article. Today I have just a video this is coming from, and it is from, and I don't know if this is ATTN or Attention, one of those, with a colon at the end, but they make some Facebook videos, and they actually have a website, attn.com, but this one is titled 5 Inventions That Give Us Hope for the Planet in 2018. And this is not going to make them sound that credible right off the bat, but there's actually only 4 here. So, oops. But the first of which that they refer to is white roads, which is they refer to how black asphalt traps heat from the sun, making cities very hot but cool pavement. That's the name of this particular substance. Reflects the sun and potentially reducing temperatures. And the example they given there is by 18 degrees in a particular city. And a city like LA could save $100 million by using this on 35% of their streets currently. Kind of a different thing. I hadn't really heard about this before I saw this video, but thought that was rather interesting. The next is Mr. Trash Wheel, which is about a boat on the Baltimore Harbor, which has removed over 1 million pounds of trash. And it's 100% renewable. And the system is powered by water, as you might imagine. Well, maybe you wouldn't imagine it's a boat, but actually being powered by water. Yeah, that's pretty sweet. And it picks up debris and drops it into a dumpster for incineration, which then powers homes in Maryland. And then the third one here is a floating vacuum, which is a fish-friendly sea bin, which I guess that's a thing. And it also picks up trash, similar to the last one here, but in the ocean instead. And it contains a filter that, does filter out that said debris and pollutants and oils, then pumping the water back out into the ocean. And the last but not least is a massive air filter, as they refer to it, which is a machine that pulls CO2 from the sky and sends it to a nearby greenhouse for crops that are growing there. And as it is the world's first commercial carbon removal plant, which can collect 900 metric tons of carbon in a year, which can be used to make things like plastic, concrete, and apparently even beverages, which I thought sounded kind of crazy. So, Drew, you can hear me okay, right, Drew? Now you can hear me okay?
Absolutely, man.
Okay, sweet. Just curious if any of these sound promising or if you think they're all just kind of lofty goals, really.
Well, man, I'm big into this. I read a lot of books that have to do with us ruining the planet and how we're all going to die. So this is kind of it's cool that you brought this stuff up. Okay, white roads, are they literally just They're not painting the streets white, are they?
Yeah, that's right. That's what's happening. That's right.
That's it. That's the whole thing. White paint.
Well, they call it cool. What was it again? Cool. I missed it. Cool.
So it's white paint, is what you're talking about.
Cool pavement.
Oh, it's white covered Okay, so it's like white asphalt.
No. They so it's weird because they talk about they call it cool pavement, but they do literally show them essentially painting the pavement white. So that is a little bit confusing, but I don't know. This isn't really an issue I've had to undergo normally, and because we live in Wisconsin and everything, you know? It does get hot a little bit during the summer, but I don't think that bad. Guessing this probably be an issue in a place like Texas or something more so, or further south potentially.
Yeah.
I think it's important to do it all over the planet. I mean, if we're gonna make an effort to not raise 18 degrees and all die of not having any land to live on anymore. So I don't think you just do this in Texas. I think you have to do this pretty much everywhere to make any sort of impact.
Sure.
Dog.
I guess I was going with starting in the places where it's maybe more crucial.
No, man, if we just did this in Waukesha, I don't think it would have any effect on our weather.
Yeah, gotcha.
I mean, it's going to be all white out anyway in a couple hours, apparently, because we are about to get bombed by a snowstorm.
Very exciting. Exciting time.
It is.
What about you, Tony? Anything on this list sound sort of intriguing to you, or is it all...
Yeah, I mean, in theory, everything looks good. I don't know, is this costing more money or anything like that?
Well, some of it. I mean, some of it's costing less if you take into consideration that, the renewable trash boat. But
yeah, sure. I'm all for saving in the long run. I know a lot of people don't like upfront costs, obviously, but
yeah, exactly.
If over time there's a proven method of stuff saving over the long haul, then yeah, and saving the the planet's always a good thing too, I guess.
I think the planet's probably more important than the money, Tony. We're all gonna die very soon. Do you not get that?
I do, but I get that. But you need to make more of an argument than that. So,
you might have a child that might need to live until they're 80 as well now. So now you kind of got to care a little bit further down the line.
I agree that, but you're gonna need more of justification than just
I don't
saying,
care if it costs $100 billion, Tony. If it saves the planet and lets humans live on it a little bit longer.
What was that?
By the way,
what?
Tony, go ahead.
What did you say? I didn't hear it.
What's happening? What's going on right now?
I'm just saying it's worth whatever the cost is if it saves the planet at all.
Yeah, but then there's the argument does it save the planet?
Right. That is part of my obviously I think picking up trash and stuff.
I think getting trash out of the ocean. I'm not sure about painting all the streets white. Yeah, no, I agree with you on that. That might be not.
I'm just saying if it proves yes, without a shadow of a doubt, it'll save. Then yes, I'm all for we got to spend money to save our planet. We do live on it. We need to take care of it.
Well, I think the floating vacuum definitely works because, I've seen the documentary where there's that island of plastic garbage floating around out there. We should probably clean that up a little bit.
Yes.
Yeah, we should just burn it.
Oh, yeah.
No, I don't. Probably works.
There you go, Shane.
Although they do, the one thing they talk about in incinerating the garbage anyway, and that's powering homes. So I've always wondered, the difference between incineration and straight burning something. That's if there's a difference in sort of emissions from that or not. Anybody? Nope. All right, moving on.
Yeah, I think I'm good. I don't know. But yeah, I'm all for, saving the planet. Don't get me wrong.
Go ahead, Tony. Go ahead. Whenever you're ready.
Oh, yes. Okay, so my article is from The Verge, and it is Google is introducing a new smart display platform. And this is also from CES 2018, was an announcement. CES, Consumer Electronics Show, was last week, and this is kind of where they show a whole bunch of stuff. Last week, I did talk about one thing on it, and I believe it was that roll-up TV from LG. But this one seems like a little bit more practical. I think a lot more people will be able to take advantage of this. And I don't know if you remember last year, but Alexa pretty much stole the show with everything. A lot of things were going in the Alexa devices, things that Amazon wasn't making. So third-party speakers, I think the Nova was doing something. just for an example. But anyway, a lot of companies now are kind of switching, and it seems like this year Google Assistant, which is a competitor to Alexa or Amazon, they're kind of they stole the show this year. It seemed like a lot more things were going into the Google Assistant, and a lot of these third-party companies were going to put the Google Assistant voice, I should say, assistant inside. And some of these companies were Altic Lansing, Anchor, which I'm starting to see a lot more of lately. And Shane, do you have a question?
Yes. Tony, so I was just curious. Is it not Google Home any longer?
Maybe it is.
Did you want to chime in there, Drew?
No, I just got a snuffy nose. I think it's still Google Home, as far as I know. Like,
it probably is, but I just keep saying Google Assistant all the time.
Is that equivalent of Alexa, though? Do they refer to it that way, even though the product is Google Home, maybe?
In this article, they don't really say Google Home at all. They just say Google Assistant.
Interesting. All right.
So,
I think Google Assistant is like the actual software for their AI, where Google Home is the speaker that is built in. Like Alexa is the program, but it's actually an Amazon Echo or a Dot or a thing like that.
Versus
sure,
whatever their other crap is.
Well, that sounds right. We'll go with that. Just to give some, perspective or some context. But anyway, thank you, Drew. Some of these companies now, Altic Lansing, Anchor Innovations, Bang & Olufsen. Shane, did I say that right?
Not at all.
No, of course not. Braven, iHome, JBL, Jensen, LG, Lenovo. Oh, they're doing one too for Google, as well as they did for Amazon. Klipsch and Knit Audio. Oh, Memorex, Rivera Audio, Solace, and Sony. Not real sure if I got some of those right. Anyways, so Google is saying that they will be available this summer, and some are starting to make ones with screens in them, not just a speaker device, but ones with screens. So like JBL, Lenovo, LG, and Sony are the ones that are making it with the screen. And Google isn't saying much on the tech specs of it yet, but it's not going to be basically a tablet with a speaker. It's not going to be like an Android tablet with a speaker. It's going to have more to it, and it's really going to be more like how the Alexa, I think it's the show, or the I shouldn't say Alexa. I don't want to. Sorry if I'm triggering anybody's Echo.
The Echo, you totally are. Mine is on my desk here, and I'm glad I unplugged the speaker before we started. I didn't know you were going to talk about it all night.
There you go. Yeah, you know there's a mute button on those. You just hit that. You don't have to plug it.
Thank you, Tony.
Anyway, so it's going to be more than just an app, or more than just a an amulet, or I should say oh crap, now I'm just where was I? Android tablet.
Lenny Paulson.
Thanks, Shane. We can't run Android apps on it, and the Android operating system is going to be more like an Internet of Things device. It's more specifically run towards those things. And let's see, it will run YouTube, which I guess is a big thing that Amazon can't do, for their show enabled voice enabled device.
Why can't they do it?
What's that?
Why can't they do it?
Because I don't think Google wants them to.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. It's all well, it's all about advertising, or it's all marketing. Like, hey, we can do this. You can't. It's kind of like an exclusive service. Like, come to Google. We have YouTube. Yep. If you watch the video from the article, it does have some kind of nice, demos of showing like, oh, show me the pictures of this, or show me the calendar for what I have today, or give me directions to this, and then send them to my phone. And then they kind of do recipes and video conferencing, but I should say the Echo can do that too. And then the messaging service that Google uses, I know they have a couple, is Duo, and that kind of works with the Android phones too, the Android, I should say, operating systems. So yeah, it'll be something to look forward to if you like that. I guess, Drew, you said you have an Echo?
I have two Echoes, actually, one in the bedroom and one in the living room. I really like them. I actually went as far as to start programming like little applications in them and stuff like that.
Oh yeah,
it's pretty cool. You can do it in C# now, and Visual Basic Visual Studio supports it. So that's kind of cool that it has an add-on for that. But it's like if you don't own a service already, or like have the rights to like have some interconnectivity with a service, it's really hard to come up with an app that's worth anything. Because you pretty much have to like build a web service to even feed information into it. So, I mean, like, it's cool if you're already like, I don't know, Roku or something like that, where you have like a pre-existing product and now you're just building the interface into the Amazon or whatever voice assistant you're using. But like, if you try to come up with something on your own, you're basically, I mean, you got to build a whole web service out and stuff like that. So, I mean, it is pretty fun. I've had some fun with it, but I have not like created a Flappy Birds yet, or else I would be on a beach drinking a margarita.
What are you currently using them for right now?
Like,
is it just
a glorified alarm clock, pretty much?
Okay.
Like, I have it wake me up to music. I set several alarms. I've got 2 different plugs so I can turn my lights on and off. So it's kind of like a clapper.
Mm-hmm. But for your voice.
I use it for like a lot of other stuff. Like when I'm getting ready in the morning, I'll ask it repeatedly what time it is so I know if I'm running late or not. Oh. And like it plays podcasts if like you're really patient and say the word correctly.
There you go.
Like right before this podcast, I listened to the last episode of Techies.
Oh, that's very nice.
Yeah.
That's the Dot?
That is the Dot. It's like I think $40 now or $29 or something.
What is the big disadvantage again with the Dot? Or not disadvantage, but what are some of the things you don't get with the Dot again?
It doesn't have the connectivity with like Google is probably a little bit better because they have the Chromecast pretty much built in. I guess Amazon has its Fire Stick. I'm sure it works with that.
Yeah, it does.
But I mean, like they need to get over themselves and they need to become universal. Like you need this thing, like, I mean, that's the next step is just to make, like, you go out and buy one of these things and it's generic and it works with everything.
Yeah, that's true, but I don't know if they're going to do that.
Anytime soon, anyway. At least.
Well, then Apple later this month, I think, is coming out with their speaker, but I think it's more geared towards music, and I don't know how that'll be with all these other ones. I don't really think it's going to compete on the same level as, like, the Google and the...
Well, I accidentally got sucked into Amazon's like whole ecosphere, like Amazon Prime. I have a Kindle, so like it just made sense to get this one.
Sure.
So I have Amazon Music through it too. It's pretty good. It's kind of hard to stump.
Yeah, I'm starting to use that too, and it's pretty good. I do have a couple Echoes, and I do have a Fire tablet too, and the tablet I don't know. I would probably take an iPad over that, but.
Anyone else?
I think the tablet's fine for the Android or the Amazon.
My preferred Amazon Music station is the Atmospheric Electronic, and it's great for working. If you're ever looking for some basically lyricless type of thing. But yeah, I'm kind of in it too. I'm in it, but I'm more in the Apple ecosystem.
Yeah, that's true. But do you see yourself going the what is it, the HomePod?
Considering I barely use my Echo.
Yeah.
HomePod, no, not so much. Well, how much was that going to be again?
$350.
Yeah. What does it do?
It's mostly music, and I don't think it connects via Bluetooth at all. I think it connects via what's the I forget the tech. Wireless Apple AirPlay.
Oh, well, that doesn't work over Wi-Fi, right? Or
I don't know if that's Bluetooth or Wi-Fi, but like I don't know if they've changed this. But when it came out, they were saying it wasn't going to do Bluetooth; it was just going to do AirPlay.
I don't know. That is. I mean, I get in a certain sense that they sell it. They sell it as a high quality speaker. So in that sense, you spend $400 on a what do you call it anyway? What's the brand?
What?
Anybody? The brand of speaker that's usually like $400.
Boss.
Sonos.
That's the one. Drew got.
Sorry.
Sorry, I got it right. Yes.
Oh, I was right. I was right, Tony. You were wrong.
What did he say? Boss?
Feel that.
Yeah, is he saying boss?
Yeah, like BOSE. It's like they've been super. I'm sorry.
He was right.
I also said it wrong.
That's why I was thinking, well, COS is another brand, right? That's why I was confused.
Yeah.
Anyway, yes, Bose.
I mean, I've never owned one, so like that's probably part of that.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So Tony, what is? Sorry, what?
Also, I can't read.
You can't what?
I can't read either.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't do that much.
Yeah.
Tony?
Yes?
I don't know. Was there more here?
Oh yeah, we kind of got off on. I mean, most of this conversation was about Amazon, but this article was about Google. I mean, I don't know. I like it. I've got stuff connected with my my Echoes to the lights, to the other lights, some light bulbs. I don't know.
Lights. More lights.
Yeah, lights and switches.
I will say, like the other night, I was sleeping peacefully, and it was like 2:30 in the morning, and my Alexa decided to wake me up to Billy Joel. So I don't know like how that happened, but all of a sudden it started playing "You're Always a Woman to Me," and I mean I rolled with it. I got up and got a glass of water and all that, but
there you go. Rolled with it.
I mean, I guess maybe I requested that in my sleep. I don't know.
That's amazing.
Oh yeah, just real quick, yeah. HomePod, it's 802.11 ABG AC, Wi-Fi with MIMO, and it supports AirPlay 2.
MIMO?
MIMO, multiple input, multiple output.
Okay.
Wi-Fi setting.
Okay.
Radio.
Something else in there that. Go ahead, Drew. What's on your mind?
Well, what is AirPlay? I'm sorry, I don't know. I have no idea.
Apple's wireless tech, I guess.
Oh, okay.
Well, specifically,
it connects, like you could connect your like iPhone wirelessly to your like Apple TV, and you can kind of show it on your TV if you want. It's kind of like how Google uses the Chromecast, on different devices, like on your laptop to
independent
cast to your TV.
Independent of a Wi-Fi network, or like what are you talking?
No, it does use a Wi-Fi network.
It works over Wi-Fi.
So it uses Wi-Fi to. So it's just like Chromecast or any other. Like I want to fling it to the TV.
Kind of, but it's more.
But Apple was doing it before Chrome.
Okay.
But
it seems more.
I mean, that's fine.
It's more like. It's more like mirroring the whole OS versus Chromecast just uses like a service, like a web page kind of thing when it mirrors to, like your TV. Like
Okay.
you have, let's say, Netflix on that, whatever your browser, your Chrome browser, and it'll mirror it to your TV. It only does that whatever's in that browser in that session at that time.
Mm-hmm.
It won't do like, if you're on a Windows computer, it won't do like your start menu or anything like that. Whereas Apple, if I want to AirPlay like my laptop to my Apple TV, it'll do the whole thing. So then you have your whole desktop experience on your TV.
By the way, part of the reason I confused, I think, the CarPlay, I just kind of assumed CarPlay would be wireless because I had AirPlay in my mind, and I'm thinking CarPlay. Well, certainly CarPlay is wireless. Yeah, it wasn't for my new whatever you call it, car receiver. But
yeah, still sore about that, Shane?
You betcha.
All right, I'm done with mine.
All right, sweet. Thanks, Tony.
As long as you guys wanted to keep it going, I don't care. Drew's having fun.
You know what? Screw it.
You know what really grinds my gears?
All right, so I'll tell you what grinds my gears. It's Face ID feature on the new iPhones. All right.
Oh snap!
You got it detects your face. It's there. It knows there's a face, but it doesn't know it's you. I mean, it's just. Look, it worked that time. But
forget about it.
Well, no, I was trying to go. It's more like if I want to do Peter Griffin, it's more like, you know what? I can't. No, forget it. I'm not even gonna do it.
Do it.
But
Peter?
so yeah, I swear it's got to be like 50% of the time it's recognizing my face. and that's not good. But if I look directly at it when I'm awake, it usually works.
Nice. Usually.
If I'm waking up, for whatever reason, I must look like this every time, like freaking De Niro or something. And it never, it doesn't matter what I try to open my eyes, and it doesn't figure it out. Even when I had it turned to the setting that you told me about, Tony, which was to not have it where you have to look directly at it.
Yeah, I think it takes some of the security out of it, though.
Right. Well,
your eyes don't have to be open.
Sure. So, waking up, not a chance. But I have been seriously considering turning it off, or at least unlocking my phone.
Yeah.
And maybe just having it on for Apple Pay or something. I'm not sure. Nobody's in the chat room. Sorry, guys.
I'd be curious what other people are doing. If you're just having, I guess I've heard people love it, but I don't know. Maybe not in the morning.
Right. Well, for me anyway. I don't know if anyone. Write us in. techiespodcast@gmail.com if you have had different experiences here. Because, hey, Drew, what phone are you sporting these days?
Oh, dude, I got like 3. I have a BlackBerry, I have a Galaxy S5 that I still use, and I have a Moto G that's hooked up through Wi-Fi Republic. I'm paying roughly like $16 a month for my phone service. It's pretty awesome. But like all my phones,
get a lower for it. Can you find it?
It does beg the question why you have 3 phones, though. Are you
one's for work, one's for play, and then one's for like mom.
Okay.
No, I'm kidding. One's hooked up. Like, okay, so the Moto G is like it's barely a phone. So like the S5 supplements like with podcast media and Audible and like my meditation timer app and like all the other things that we do.
Okay. Interesting. Right on. So none of those are Apples.
No, I don't own anything in the Apple sphere. Actually, no, wait, that's not true. I do have an S4 somewhere, but I don't use it at all.
And I don't mean that. By no means. I realize I come off as being pretentious, and it just.
No, I just think it's funny. Like, it's cute. It's adorable. You really like Apple products.
No.
It's adorable.
No, it's cute.
I'm establishing, just because I was specifically talking about Face ID here, and I don't think that other devices have that at this point, right?
I was wondering, have you tried like shaving your beard off? Like, is that maybe throwing it off?
It's not supposed to, but no, I don't think I have since I actually got it.
So you're saying it supports beards?
It's supposed to support beards.
Supports beards of all types?
Sizes and shape.
I would try shaving your beard and
like,
see if that does it.
If you braid your beard one day and then like you don't have it braided the next, can you not get in your phone?
Well, here's an example. So I watched a video about, and Apple even said like this doesn't work for twins. Basically, like you will. It's weird to me because I feel like even identical twins have enough dissimilarity, but apparently not, because they had a set of twins that they just did all kinds of crazy stuff with their faces, and it worked for either one of them in any case. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I'm not a fan so far. I think that it's got a long way to go, and I hope it gets better. And frankly, it'd be great if the camera if they had some pivoting to it, like a viewing angle almost, because
Yeah.
that's probably most people's biggest gripes is like not being like you have to have your phone positioned toward your face. Right?
Oh, you have to like get it straight on?
Not always like 100% straight on, but
Because like when you're laying in bed and whatnot, you just kind of want to check it. Do you have to like?
it doesn't work.
That sucks.
You gotta open your eyes when you first wake up in the morning.
Like you can have
Real
somewhat.
thick.
I got it to work just now. It's somewhat of an angle, but not. Yeah.
But like, okay, but Shane, do you? Do you live on your own right now?
Yes, sir.
Do you lock your phone all the time?
I do currently, but I'm thinking about.
That's weird.
I'm thinking about changing it to just the passcode if I can still do that.
I still draw a triangle.
Okay.
Like I draw a little pattern.
Telling everyone you're We don't know the direction of the triangle.
If you would like to break into my phone, it's totally fine. But you should be over 18.
All right. Well, so that's my rant on Face ID at this particular point in the iPhone cycle. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm still not. But you know what else grinds my gears? Touch ID. Frankly, like Touch ID wasn't great either. Every time my hand was like slightly had some. Okay, that's gonna sound bad. But anytime there was some slight precipitation on my hand, it wouldn't work.
Drew, do you have a question?
Yeah, what's Touch ID?
Okay, Touch ID is the fingerprint scanner on Apple.
Oh, okay.
Yep. It seems to work fine on the laptop, I gotta say, but I had more of an issue for whatever reason. Anyway, so moving right along here.
XP. Boost.
All right, tonight's XP Boost is brought to you by Drew Wintermeyer. No.
Oh, God, I didn't prepare anything.
No. He's just for the sake of saying it. You paid me for this, right? You're still going to pay me for this, right? That's the plan? All right, just making sure. Talking about the Logitech MX Ergo Advanced Wireless Trackball for Windows and Mac. This is Windows PC and Mac.
Whoa.
I had to specify it was Windows PC. Anyway, I suppose it could be Linux too, even though Mac's considered PCs anymore. I don't know.
You're a window.
Thank you. I wanted a wireless trackball that didn't require the USB receiver. And by that I mean those little tiny little things that you move really easily, but you gotta keep it plugged in. So they're not very obtrusive or anything. But on my laptop, they did take up an extra USB port that I didn't necessarily want to give up. Because I only have USB-C, and I have this little adapter that only has 2 USB ports on it anyway. Well, that was part of it. But actually, it was mostly because I didn't want to, when I was out and about, need to plug in that adapter every single time I wanted to use my trackball. If that makes any sense. Because it only has the USB-C and this is the USB-A, receiver. So I wanted to go back to Bluetooth. And Logitech finally released a Bluetooth trackball. And here it is. Right here. So basically what I ended up getting was something more than I even bargained for. It has more features than I really need, to be frank. But it has both Bluetooth and the USB, whatever that technology is called with the orange gear on it, right? You guys know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. No.
Well, oh God. I'm just going to show you. Oh, it's not here.
You're going to show us the orange gear?
I want to show you the orange gear. You know what really grinds my orange gears?
What's that?
I don't know. Here's one.
Yeah.
Here's one. I got it. Oh, goodness.
Oh, God.
Okay. There I am.
Whoa, is that it?
This little guy. Oh, there it is. Wait, does it not have an orange gear? It's just as... Oh, there it is. There's what I'm talking about.
You hate that or you like it?
Nah, I could do without it, really. That's why
And that came with this one?
It did. It did come with this one. But this one is also Bluetooth. So, so I guess you got both in case one doesn't work out or whatever. But there's 9 buttons, 10 if you count the little switch at the bottom, I guess. That's the on-off switch. But from the front here, you want to count them left mouse button, right mouse button, and then there's 3 buttons on the little middle button, right? Because you push down, you can go left and right with it. There are two up here, the up and down, or I guess these work as like browser navigation buttons also if you don't have them customized. But then there's also these two extra little guys. This one controls the precision of, so if you hit it, it has a little, well, it's not on right now, but if I turn it on, you can see there's a little white button that lights up. And that controls the, well, they say the precision, but it really just slows down the cursor refresh rate, right? For whatever reason, I don't see myself needing that ever personally, but they say it's like a precision thing if you need to get precise, right? And then this last one this is kind of the most interesting. This is actually something I could see myself using potentially, but not very often. It lets you switch between two different computers. So depending on which one you have it set at, like I think I hooked this up on my work computer, so that one was set to number 1, and then number 2 is my personal. So I can take it out at any time and just hit that button and switch between the two, which is pretty cool. I don't know. Also, it, auto connects to the Bluetooth, which is pretty nice. So the thing that I really don't need at all is this sort of tilt functionality. By that, show you here, right? It's got this little plate at the bottom. It does this thing, right? It just goes back and forth like this.
Ooh.
A little 20-degree tilt on this thing.
Nice.
No. They say it's supposed to be for ergonomics, so you can, hence ergo being part of the name. But it seems like the least useful thing I've ever had on a particular input device. Honestly, it's kind of cool in one sense because it's plate. It removes itself, right? And it just magnetically attaches.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, just back and forth with it. But it's a 20-degree difference. I'd rather just split the difference, make it an even 10, and right in the middle. I just need it. I literally would prefer it to be in the middle of those 2 degrees.
You can't have it stay at 10?
So it like locks into one of the 2 positions. It's not like, okay.
You can't lock it at 10?
No. Which is dumb.
That does kind of seem pretty hoser.
Yeah. I got to work on that. But I have a feeling they don't have a lot of people that even are into trackballs. I like them. It's sorry, Drew. What's that?
I can't imagine. Like, this thing retails for $100, dog.
Yeah,
it's a mouse.
It is. Although it's not like a.
I have this guy. He's got like 2 less buttons. Is ergonomic, and I don't know what it cost, but I just swear to God, I did not spend a hundo.
Wow. No, but is yours Bluetooth?
Yeah.
Seriously?
Actually, I didn't know that like the wheel had buttons left and right until you explained your mouse. So actually, thank you for that.
Sure.
I don't know what they do, but yeah, I have those buttons.
Okay. Well, I've had those sort of miniature ones before, and I wasn't necessarily a big fan. I got to say, the thumb. Maybe I should have specified this. The thumb trackball, or the ball being on the thumb, is kind of.
That is impressive. Yeah.
That's the part that to the point where I took a picture of this earlier because I have so many of these. There's one. There's another. These are all the same, actually.
Wow.
And I have a third. So I actually have 4 of these now. But the thumb, I just find the thumb trackballs to be the most comfortable, the easiest to use personally. Over the years, I used to have a couple of the Microsoft ones that they made, and those I thought were really nice. Except that they would always get they'd get a bunch of gunk built up into them, and they would eventually become hard to control. But these Logitech ones have been great so far. Plus, these are all wireless, even though the other ones are not Bluetooth. And all the Microsoft ones had a cord attached to them. But anyway, the big difference between this and those other Logitech ones is that this one does not take any traditional batteries. It has a rechargeable battery in it, and that's good. But that supposedly lasts up to 4 months, which is pretty impressive given given that it's a rechargeable battery at all, that seems pretty good. What gunks up your mouse? That was true. And no, not true.
Nope, I didn't say that at all. You said that. That was the thing you said. You said that out loud with your mouth.
Honestly, it's dust, I think. But
Okay.
and yeah, but the 4-month battery is pretty impressive, and I've yet to actually charge it. So I'll, at this point, I think I've only had this for maybe a few weeks now, so I shouldn't have to now until spring probably. So there is also a separate application you can download called Logitech Options, and that's it does show up in my case on a Mac. It does show up in the system preferences, and it, as you might imagine, allows you to adjust the certain the key commands for the button, the commands for the different buttons on the mouse, point and scroll speeds, and then apparently it also lets you do individual options for different applications, which is kind of nice. And then there's this other feature in there that I didn't really know was even possible, but it's called Flow, Logitech Flow. I think it's like a branded thing, but it allows you to go from one computer to the other with both your cursor, so you can drag your cursor from one computer to the next, and also allow for copy and paste between those computers.
Ooh, that's nice.
Yeah, it's really. I mean, you got to be on the same Wi-Fi network. I think that was kind of the only stipulation there.
Did you try that?
No, because honestly, because my only other computer is my work computer, and I don't think I'd be able to get it to work through that. Yeah, but pretty neat at the same time. Definitely something I'd like to try it. It would be really helpful for my work computer. And now I'm wondering, I was going to leave this up, but now I'm going to bring it back up here because it does mention what that stipulation is. Now I'm second guessing myself what it actually says. So if we go into Flow, it says, let's see, so how to set up. Make sure your computers, so you have to make sure your computers have Logitech Options installed. All right, so that's, I think it both needs that and it needs to be on the same Wi-Fi connection. Maybe not. Okay, connected via, yeah, okay. I think those are kind of the big things. I need to be able to actually install that on my work computer, and I'm not too sure if I'd be able to, honestly. But that'd be cool. It'd be cool to be able to go back and forth. Not that I should be doing anything on my personal laptop while I'm working, but but yeah. I think that's really, oh yeah, no, there's more here. There's more. I have more to talk about. I don't know. You can get a travel case for it. You really want to, considering it's, so expensive, so outrageously expensive, but kind of worth it at the same time. I don't have a, whatever, you can look it up. It's an option if you really want to. But the retail price on this thing is, as Drew mentioned, about $100 for this guy. And then I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5 stars because pretty decent, except for, that's my biggest gripe, honestly, is this dumb thing. This is useless.
It's supposed to help your hand, Shane.
Help my hand, but it doesn't
Carpal
really.
tunnel.
Yeah, I mean, I find myself switching occasionally. It's just, I don't know, unnecessary. And it's, to be honest, it's kind of fun at the same time.
What?
but
Are you talking yourself into it now?
I find myself playing with it more than I need to.
There you go.
It's kind of a distraction because of that almost.
Yeah.
Not 4 out of 10.5 stars, Tony.
How did I do it? How do you know it wasn't Drew?
Well, I can look in the revision history if you really want me to.
No, never mind.
Oh yeah, that's definitely Anthony over here.
Drew hacked my account.
Nice try.
Dude.
All right. Well, I think that'll about do it. Anybody have any questions about this particular trackball? No, nobody gives a crap. All right, sounds good.
Do you find that like when you play games like Diablo or whatever, do you use that? Is that fine with games like that or like?
I love it with games. Yeah, it's not. So, I think the input device I had the biggest issue with playing games with was the Magic Mouse.
Oh yeah, no, I don't like that.
Really with Diablo, but that was mostly because of not being able to simultaneously hit both left and right mouse buttons. That was a huge issue for that game. But you can do that with these guys. So easy.
There you go.
Yeah, no, I was just playing Heroes of the Storm just the other day with it. It worked really well. You put a nice picture of me in our document here. All right, well,
we'll include a link in the show notes.
So, if you would like to write into us, our email address is techiespodcast@gmail.com. We are on Facebook and Twitter at Techies Podcast. You can, if you certainly may leave us a review on iTunes if you'd like. That is Techies Podcast. You might have to search for us to come up, which is always wonderful. But our website is niceguynetwork.com/techies. That includes a direct link to our iTunes page. We are on Alpha Geek Radio and Stitcher both, and we typically record, and by typically I mean probably like half of the time. Sundays at 6, 7 Central on our, let's see. Right now it's on our YouTube channel. We'll see. It's going to continue to be on our YouTube channel for sure. That much I know because we all love the YouTubes. And you can, I guess, still find Tony at Why Not Big T on Twitter, and myself at Shave Mad Ox. And Drew, are you anywhere to be found on the internet?
I have a Superboy podcast called Cadmus Crisis. You could listen to that, but only if you like Superboy, because like if you don't, like there's really no point in like listening. And then other than that, like I don't know, I'm on Facebook. If you want to like chat me, I'll chat back.
What was the name of that podcast again?
Cadmus to Crisis, a Superboy podcast. It's part of the Superman Podcast Network, Tony.
Nice. Wow. Thank you, Drew.
Not a problem. Thank you. Thank you for having me on. This is fantastic.
Fantastic. We have no affiliation with the Superman, whatever network. Superman Podcast Network. Not directly, anyway. But I appreciate. I appreciate you send out a link or something to your other podcast. Is that right, Drew?
I'll try. I'll try to send out a link.
Oh, I thought you already did.
I put it in chat earlier for Tony personally. Tony, please share that.
I will if I can find it.
Nice.
No, I've got it.
Goes off.
I do listen to I have listened to in the past. It's a good show. It's a good show you put on there, Drew.
Thank you. No, we try really hard, and by that, like, we sometimes take breaks of like up to a year, and like, I mean, you know, podcasting is hard. Stuff comes up, but like,
true story.
Dave also doesn't like to record over the internet, so he has to come over and sit in my lap, and then we read comic books into a microphone that we share, and then I edit after.
Nice.
Yeah, no, so that's going on. Yeah, no, cool.
Sweet. Well, thank you, Drew. Thank you so much for being on the show tonight. Always appreciate it, and I like, well, hopefully, I don't know, maybe again sometime in the future. This is great. We should again sometime. We'll give you a call. Tony, thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Shane.
It's been a real pleasure hanging out with you guys. Find more shows like this at niceguynetwork.com. That'll do it for this evening. Thank you all for listening. Thank you. Just thanks everyone. Thank you, world. And until next time, Take her easy.
Again.
I think I almost always get Tony in there saying again lately. Okay.
What are you drinking?
So like if you watch the whole video like carefully, like if anyone like were to scour through that, I finished this entire bottle of vodka.
Oh my god.
I thought there'd be nothing there.
Are you serious?
No, I filled it with water beforehand, but like there's a lot of me like adding it to my cup and then like later just taking pulls off of it.
So
It's a little subtle joke I threw in there for fun.
Nice.
Like an Easter egg for your very careful watchers.
nice. I think I may have. I think that's getting left in currently, though. I can trim off the end though. If you don't want it to be revealed.
No,
Yeah, we're still live.
My friend Alex apparently jumped in right at the end and started like listening.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Sweet.
And she sent me a message. I don't think she's listening anymore. I don't think anyone is.
Nobody's listening.
How many listeners do you get an episode, guys?
It really depends. It used to be. I think it used to be more. But
Alex is still watching, by the way.
oh, good.
Hi, Alex.
She's the girl that does the Animorphs podcast that I was talking about earlier while Shane was trying to get this thing to work.
Ah.
I don't even. I don't want to even
Pissed.
do this out
I
anymore.
mean, mad.
Did you pay for that? By the way, can you get your money back on that application? Because that...
I will if I can get it to work. Yeah. I mean, I
How
would.
much was it? Was it up there?
I don't really want to disclose that.
All right, that's fine. We're still live. All right, I think I'm gonna head out now.
Okay. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, thank you guys. Good luck.
Fun.
If it wasn't like 2 degrees, I would walk down the street and get a drink at a bar because I drank this entire fake bottle of vodka and it kind of got me in the mood. But it is like so cold outside.
It is really cold. Well, 17 supposedly.
I'm supposed to take over for the guy that's working right now anyway, so I should probably get on.
Ah, gotcha.